the 17th of February, and we're in for an awesome day of derby between Dublin Roller Derby and Go Gent. Who's excited? Nobody. Gee, that's a sad little crowd. So I asked, who is excited? Now, there we go. So here we go. Let me introduce you to teams. For the home side, we have Dublin Roller Derby playing in black. 047, Alana Cadavra, you can actually see her jamming. 05, Vegan Fox, number 11, Flash Dancer. 123, Maria Von Slap. 22, Grace Balls of Fire. 33, Petrifier. 35, Carnage. 43, Nesher. 44, Special K. 49, Papinephrine. 555, Crash Test Crummy. 65, Bashful Betty. 666, Ella Diablo. And number 816, Bliss of That, who is your captain for Dublin. For alternate, we have Jackie Tequila. On the bench, we find Fala Boy as your bench coach and Archie Bargy as assistant. For Go Gent, playing in red, you have 027, Genia, 11, Bradzilla, 128, Tsunami, 14, Nightmare Mira, 22, Valerie, 302, Valaval, 36, Sandra Buttblock, 4, Eileen, 4444, Fever, 64, Ember, 68, Guts and Glory. On the bench, you're going to find Jerominos and assistant coach Just Steve. So here we go. This is already the third jam of the game. On the line, we're going to find Crash Test Crummy for Dublin. And we, after a nice ball, Sandra Butt block, jamming in red for Gent. Crash Test Crummy finds her way through the pack and quickly gains lead jammer status. And I have to say, this is going to be a very intense and aggressive game, but oh my God, we just love that. Crash Test Crummy quickly calls off the jam and goes back to the bench, as instructed of her bench coach. And we have Ella Diablo taking the start for Dublin, while 4444 Fever is lining up in the star for Go Gent. I love a little good moving around before the whistle actually goes. All the blockers find the positions, what they need. And that's you, Fever, out of the pack, gaining late jammer status. Ella follows her shortly behind. Gosh, there's a lot going on in the pack. All the hits. You don't need a jammer to hit the other. And that is 4 juicy points for Go Gent. And Fever just called off the jam before DRD could score any this time. Four minutes in the game, rather. We have 8 points for Dublin and 8 points for Gent, with Alana Cadavra already out of the pack and going in for her scoring pass, passing through and scoring a grand slam, while on the Gent side you have a star pass to number 11, Bradzilla, that is, who is your new jammer for Gent. Alana gets the instruction to keep going from her bench, so that's what she does, while Bradzilla is finding her way through the Dublin blockers, who don't give up any little track for her. All the blockers, I have to say, give their best, and they do not make the jammers the jammer's job's easy in any way. Alana got through the pack again, and this brings the jam score so far to 19-0. While Brazila is pushing on the blockers really hard on the top of the pack, but Dublin just does not give her any room to move out. Alana calls off the jam, and that brings us to 27-4 to, oh, I'm sorry, 32-12 for Dublin. (0-5) Vegan Fox is jamming in black for Dublin, and 3-6 Sandra Buttblock is in red for Gent. She tries to take the outside line, but quickly blocked by the Dublin players on the outside. Still finds her way through, and now is your lead jammer is Sandra Buttblock, going up for her first scoring pass. Quickly calls off the jam before Vegan Fox can score any. I can do talking, that's all right. Yeah. Little line-up time. All the blockers find their positions. Crash Test Crummy, number 555, jamming for Dublin. And we have Fever going on the top of the blockers, and the pack quickly finds her way through, chased down by Crash Test Crummy, who's following her about 15 feet off, 12 feet off. And Fever calls off the jam before either of the jammers can score, which was probably a wise move, because by the time she would have reached the Dublin blockers, Crash Test Crummy was in the position to point on her own as well. Ella Diablo is wearing a star for Dublin. And I'm just gonna check it for you in 1 second. That's number 22, Valerie, jamming for Gent. And as soon as the double whistle goes for Ella Diablo getting lead jammer status, she takes off her star, but finds her way through the pack, and now skating for the points as a non-lead jammer. Ella Diablo gets the instruction from the bench to call it off before Valerie can reach the pack. At the moment, we're the 9th minute in the game. 35 points for Dublin and 15 points for Gent. I say it many times when I'm announcing. Probably when you hear me announcing a few times, you're gonna already know what I'm going to say. But 20-point difference is really nothing in Derby, especially of this time of the game. In the meantime, Alana Cadavra just got lead jammer status. But Gent's jammer is quickly up on her feet. Fever is skating as her life depends on it. I hate that part when you're jamming and you're out and you're racing like mad, and the other jammer just calls it just before you could score. But guys, this is just Derby. 37 points for Dublin, 15 stayed for Gent. Into the next jam. Vegan Fox is jamming for Dublin, while Sandra Buttblock is playing for Gent, wearing the star. Both teams are really, really good, covering the whole width of the track to prevent the other jammer to go through. And I really love the switch from defense to offense when they need to get their own gemmer out. Both of the gemmers out. Sandra Budblock got lead gemmer, and she calls off the gem before Vegan Fox can score any points. And much deserved 4 points goes up on the board for Gent. And deliberately, I'm not going to say anything about the box because I'm definitely going to jinx it if I do. But the box is empty. Crash test Crummy against Fever this time. Loads of whistles going on. I definitely just jinxed the box. There were so many whistles going on. A little gemmer on gemmer race is going on. And that was an absolutely perfect timing for call off for Crash Test Crummy because she scored 2 points, but Gent's gemmer Fever just could not get that hip in front of another Dublin blocker to score any points. And we're going to have our first official timeout of the game. I'm actually not quite sure what it is about. But in the meantime, let me draw your attention to our lovely merch stands and cake stands in the just next to the entrance there. Dublin Roller Derby has recently changed its logo, and you're gonna find all the new merch, the new and old logo t-shirts, and we have the well-demanded beanies also in stock for a tenner, I believe. And we have absolutely amazing raffle prizes as well. So whenever you have a chance, probably at halftime, because this is such an exciting game, just go over there, check out the merch, check out the cakes, and buy some raffle tickets because it's totally worth it. Now, as we're going into the next jam, we have a little pack advantage for Dublin. Ella Diablo took the star for the team in black. In the meantime, number 22, Valerie, despite the pack advantage, actually gains lead gemmer status, which is very, very impressive. She skates as hard as she can to make sure that she scores the points. And she calls off the gem just to make sure that Dublin does not have any. And she did score 1 point, which is always very important. Just pull that gap a little bit closer. At the moment, we stand that Dublin Roller Derby has 40 points and Go Go Gent has 20 points. We have 17.5 minutes to go of this game, this period. Alana Cadavra is jamming for Dublin, and Fever, number 4444, is wearing the star in red. She takes off the cap. A start stash can work just as well as a star pass. We learned that soon enough. But AK scored 4 points and calling off the jam. They're not wasting the time. They want to pick up the points and just call it. So Sandra Budblock is wearing a star for Gent this time. And I only see the star for Dublin. I presume it's Crash Test Crummy. God, she's gonna hate me. This is actually Vegan Fox that jamming against Gent at the moment. She quickly finds her way through and gains lead gemmer, while Sandra Budblock is still in the pack. Blocked by Dublin, knocked on the inside line, so she's forced to recycle back. But she's out now. Vegan Fox was actually hit outside of the pack. and was recycled. Made another attempt to get the points. Unfortunately, she was called on a penalty. But before she was called on the penalty, she did score 3 points. So that means we have both teams with full numbers of blockers on track. But we only have Fever jamming for Gent at the moment, as Gent starts on a power jam. Dublin doesn't make it easy for Fever to get out of the pack, and she had to find nearly half a track of the length of the track to find her way out. But she did gain lead jammer status, and now she skates around to get those points. There's a good few penalties assessed in this jam. It's a very, very intense and kind of quick-paced jam as well. Vegan Fox did get out of the pack, or the penalty box. She did skate around for one scoring pass, but she did not score any. In the meantime, Gent picked up 9 points in this jam. At the moment, we're standing on Gent on 29 points, and Dublin Roller Derby sitting on 47. We're going into jam number 16 here. Crash Test Crummy is quickly out of the pack. I love the quick toe stop work that she does. And number 22, Valerie, already taken her star off her helmet. Trying as hard as she can to get out of the pack, but Dublin just recycles her all the time. She finally makes her way through, and now she skates as fast as she could to get some points. Crash Test Crummy in the meantime just does a little run on the inside line on the apex and gets through, scoring 4 points for Dublin. And with a little help from her fellow blockers, Nasher and Petrifier, she skates through again, scoring another 4 for Dublin. Instruction comes from the bench, so Crash Test Crummy calls off the jam, scoring 12 points altogether in this jam. In the meantime, Gent got 5 points altogether for this. 59 to Dublin, 34 to Gent. And I'm actually just loving this game. Alana Cadabra is playing with this, Ella Diablo is wearing the star for Dublin, and Sandra Budblock is wearing a star for Gent. They are both out of the pack. Ella Diablo is already on her scoring pass. She gets the instruction to call, so that's what she does. We could see in the first basically 2-3 jams of this game that it's gonna be very legally aggressive, very fast-paced, very interesting, because it's full of actions. Even when the jammers are not in the pack, none of the teams would like to let the other to wall up and get back together, and that makes it so interesting and so amazing to watch. Whoever is new to Derby, just starting off fresh meat, or just watching Derby for the first time, it's probably just absolutely brain-boggling. You can't really make any sense out of it. Don't worry, the more you watch Derby, the more it's gonna clear out. In the meantime, Fever for GoGo Gent, gained lead jammer status in this gem, scored the 4 points, called it off before Vegan Fox can score any. We have only 25 points difference in between the two teams. Dublin is on 63, Gent is on 38 at the moment. We have 10 minutes left, just over 10 minutes left of this half. And we have an official timeout again, probably for fixing the track a little bit. That's very important, because it can potentially cause an injury if a skater's skates get caught in the rope that makes up the track on the side. Alana Kadabra is in black, wearing the star on her helmet. In the meantime, Valerie, number 22 for GoGo Gent, is fighting her way through with the help of her pivot to get out of the pack. And there is a star pass, a successful star pass to her pivot, number 64, Amber, who is now out of the pack and not lead jammer, but going in for the points. Alana, though, quickly calls off the gem. 4 points for Dublin, 0 for Gent at the moment. We're going to have a team timeout for Dublin, the first one in the game. It's always good to have a little regroup, give your skaters a little breather, and in the meantime, let the announcers say that we are going to have our after party in Dublin, near-ish city center in J.K. Stoutman's, which is our favorite place to go. So if you feel like it, and of course, why wouldn't you feel like it, just come down, I'd say around 7-ish, and after to have a pint with us, to have a burger or something really nice pub food over there, and just enjoy a genuine, nice, friendly night out with all the roller derby skaters and referees and flamingos. You can go quickly now. Yeah. So our timeout has come to an end. And while the skaters are lining up, I just want to make a quick shout out to our volunteers, the track monkeys who are jumping up and down on the track at the moment to trying to fix it. Our NSOs who are wearing pink, they are the non-skating officials. They are in charge to keep track of the penalties, keep track of the scores, operating the scoreboards, timing the jams. Our zebras, or otherwise known as our referees, who are wearing the stripy tops. Without them, derby games would not be possible. So thank you so much. In the meantime, we're back to derby. And Sandra Block got lead jammer status, went around while Crash the Scrummy chased her down, but they called off the jam, not scoring for Dublin and not scoring for Gent. Just under 9 minutes left of this half. Dublin is on 67 points and 41 for Gent. So Gent did actually score 3 points in the last jam, it just wasn't there. Little jammer on jammer coming from Fever, blocking Ella Diablo, while the jam has already gone on the way. The blockers were kind of waiting for them to join the pack. In the meantime, Fever got lead jammer status. Thank you very much. I just got a little mark of the track. I guess I'm part of it from now on. Ella Diablo is skating as fast as she can. In the meantime, Fever is already in the pack trying to score as many points as she can. but wanting to call off the jam before Ella Diablo can score any. And man, did she do right, because she did score 2 points, pulling the gap a little bit closer to only 24 points difference between Dublin Roller Derby B team and Go Gent A team. Another official timeout, another opportunity for your favorite announcer of the day to announce that we are actually going to host a little demo jam in between the two halves. And for that, we're looking for volunteers from the audience. It's obviously not going to be on skates, so don't get scared. We're not going to throw you in the deep water just like that. But we want to just to show you if this is your first time playing or watching Derby, or you're starting your fresh meet and you just want to get the sweet taste of knocking somebody out with your hips, that might be the perfect opportunity. In the meantime, we are back. Go Gant's Valerie gained lead jammer status, skating in red. And Vegan Fox got a cut track penalty and sent in the box, where she has to serve 30 seconds of their precious jam time. Valerie is out, scoring a grand slam, a well-needed grand slam for Go Gent, skating around again. In the meantime, the blockers are taking the positions to make sure that their jammer is out without intact. Valerie is fighting her way through the pack, but knocked out on the inside, recycled back by Dublin blockers. In the meantime, Vegan Fox is out of the box. Gets out, but gets another cut track penalty. And she goes back in the box for another 30 seconds. Meantime, Valerie, still your lead jammer, skates around for scoring another 5 points, scoring a total of 10 so far in this jam. And she calls off the jam before Vegan Fox can actually make her way back from the box. So Gent is going to start on a power jam this time. Number 3-6 took the star for Go Gent. That is Sandra Budblock, which is, I think, one of my favorite names of the day today. Gent is doing an absolutely amazing job trying to break up the blockers' wall for Dublin, not trying to prevent them to reform in a wall. But obviously Dublin doesn't let that happen. In the meantime, Vegan Fox is out of the box, skating around. But Sandra Budblock is calling off the jam before Vegan Fox is nearly the chance to score any points. Now this is the way to do it and make the power jam to your advantage, which you really should play on. Dublin is on 67 points and Gent is on 57. They worked off a good amount of the difference of the points, closing up the gap to only 10. Fever is skating in red for Go Gent with the star on her head, quickly gets out of the pack in the front and gains lead jammer status. Meantime, Crash says Crummy, who took the star off, gets out also, skates around, but not even half a track close to the track when Fever calls the jam off. We have 5 skaters on each team on track at the moment. So again, I'm not going to say anything about the box. Alana Kadavra is fighting her way on the back of the pack against the Gent blockers. In the meantime, Valerie is skating in the front, gaining lead gemmer status quickly by pushing Carnage and Special K out of her way, skating around for scores. Valerie is blocked in the front of the pack by Grace Balls of Fires, but gets out and scores 5 points, meaning that she lapped the Dublin Gemmer as well, who is at the moment in the box. I actually have not seen the penalty. But Lana Kadavra is already back on track. And that was her initial pass, so she did not score, she didn't get out at the moment. But that happens to all of us, doesn't it? Definitely with me, anyway. Number 05, Vegan Fox, and 36, Sandra Budblock, are the gemmers for gem number 26, with just under 2 minutes to go. You have Vegan Fox as your lead. Whoa! Beautiful gemmer on gemmer. You have to appreciate a little gemmer on gemmer. Vegan Fox is your lead, but Sandra Budblock is just a tiny little bit in front of her. We have to make sure, she has to make sure that she gets out on the pack first before Sandra Budblock can, and that's exactly what she does. Sandra Budblock is stuck behind the Dublin blockers, who reform and regain position just in front of her quite quickly. Vegan Fox, in the meantime, is on her second scoring pass, but got stuck on the front of the pack behind a trio of Go-Go Gent blockers. None of the gemmers want to take their helmet cover off now, because if they do so, they are not going to score any points. Both of the gemmers were hit out, one on the inside, one on the outside. They have to make sure that they go back behind the people who were in front of them at that moment when they were hit out. Vegan Fox is fighting her way on the top of the pack. She is still lead. So she calls it off, but not before Go-Go Gent scores another point, which brings us to 76-76. When we were about 10 minutes in the first period, I told you guys that, 30-point difference is really not that big, and this is just the proof of it. You can actually work it off. And this is what makes Derby so exciting, because just because one team leads with 30, 50, 70, even 100 points at the beginning, that does not mean that they are going to win it. They always have to fight for each and every point they get, and they always have to prevent the other gemmer to score as little as possible. We have an official review that's been called for on the Dublin side. And we have the team captains, the alternate, so usually that's the bench coaches, and all of the referees in one big group in the middle of the track discussing what happened. Official reviews are precious little things for benches. They only have one per half, and if the referees did not see that particular happening, what the bench coach is calling for, they can actually just lose it, and that's gonna be it. Usually they call it when they see the other gemmer, for example, cut track or doing an illegal block or something like that, trying to send the other gemmer for a penalty, or when the game is as close as this one, they might try to alter the points that they thought that they see the gemmer pass through more hips than what the gem ref showed. There can be loads of things. I hope we're going to find out why. In the meantime, just a reminder for you that we have 20 seconds on the clock. So I believe that this is going to be the last gem of this period. So we're going to give it 5 minutes. Okay, guys, 5 minutes. So everybody can go buy merch and buy cupcakes and go to the toilet and whatever you want to do before we actually come back here and do that little off-skate demo jam, which is going to be all but fun. We're going to actually have a few of the referees that help us out to make sure that it's safe and legal what we're doing, and obviously you're not going to be punched in the face. So I highly, highly encourage anybody who is a Derby virgin or just started fresh meat or just want to have a little giggles and fun to join us in the demo jam in the middle of the, in between the two periods. Okay, so there's still discussion going on between the head referee and both bench coaches and team captains for Gent and Dublin Roller Derby. I don't think we're going to find out what was the reason for that, because we're going to 5 seconds. Nobody is actually in the box and none of the points have been altered. So I presume that that official review has been lost by Dublin. So for the most possibly lost gem of the game, we have Fever skating for Dublin and Ella Diablo, who is now your lead gemmer, skating for, for Fever is for Gent and Dublin is Ella Diablo. They're both skating as fast as they can. Ella Diablo pretty much contactless going through the pack, but she calls it a tad too late and Gent scores 2 points. Half time has been called by the gem timer NSO, and we're looking at the second period to start on Dublin Roller Derby, 80 points, Gent 78 points. So 5-6 minutes, guys. You have the time to check out the merch, check out the cake stand, and we're gonna come back and do our little fun non-skating derby game for about 2-3 minutes. So enjoy the day and I'll see you later.